Kazuo Ishiguro's The Remains of the Day is a masterful exploration of memory, dignity, and the quiet tragedies of a life lived in service. Winner of the Nobel Prize in Literature, this novel is narrated by Stevens, an aging English butler who embarks on a road trip across the countryside in the 1950s. His outward purpose is to visit Miss Kenton, a former housekeeper with whom he once shared a deep, unspoken connection. Yet the journey becomes far more than a physical one. It is a meditation on the choices he has made, the loyalty he has given, and the emotions he has suppressed in the name of duty. Through Stevens's recollections, Ishiguro paints a portrait of a man who has devoted his life to serving Lord Darlington, a wealthy aristocrat whose political sympathies during the interwar years leaned dangerously toward appeasement of Nazi Germany. Stevens's unwavering loyalty to his employer blinds him to moral complexities, and his insistence on professionalism above all else leads him to sacrifice personal happiness. His relationship with Miss Kenton, filled with subtle moments of tenderness and tension, is never allowed to blossom into love because Stevens cannot bring himself to step outside the rigid boundaries of his role. The novel's brilliance lies in its restraint. Ishiguro's prose mirrors Stevens's voice, precise, formal, and understated, yet beneath the surface lies a profound emotional current. As Stevens revisits memories of banquets, political meetings, and quiet domestic moments, the reader perceives the gulf between what he says and what he feels. His reflections reveal the cost of suppressing desire and the tragedy of realizing too late what has been lost. The road trip structure allows Ishiguro to juxtapose past and present, weaving together Stevens's memories with his observations of post-war England. The countryside he travels through is changing, just as the world of grand estates and rigid hierarchies is fading. This backdrop underscores the novel's themes of impermanence and the futility of clinging to outdated notions of dignity. Stevens's journey is both literal and metaphorical. He is moving through a landscape that reflects the decline of the old order, while also confronting the remains of his own life choices. The climax of the novel comes when Stevens finally meets Miss Kenton, now Mrs. Ben, who admits that she once imagined a life with him, but has chosen instead to remain with her husband. The moment is devastating in its quietness. Stevens realizes that his devotion to duty has cost him the chance at love and companionship, and that the life he has built is one of emptiness disguised as dignity. Yet Ishiguro does not render Stevens as pitiable, rather he is a deeply human figure whose flaws and regrets resonate universally. The resolution is bittersweet. Stevens returns to his employer's estate, now under new ownership, and resolves to focus on the future rather than dwell on the past. His reflections on the remains of the day suggest a fragile hope that even in the twilight of life, one can find meaning in small acts of kindness and connection. Ultimately, The Remains of the Day is a meditation on memory, regret, and the human tendency to rationalize choices that lead to loss. It is a novel about the cost of emotional repression, the dangers of blind loyalty, and the quiet dignity of confronting one's own failures. Ishiguro's subtle, restrained style makes the story all the more powerful, leaving readers haunted by Stevens's voice long after the final page.